Rob and Ram. Nobody asks, but we give you our opinions. Acknowledge us like Roman Reigns to all his minions. Coming from the grave like our name was Undertaker. Women's wrestling is cool, but where the hell is Britt Baker? Coherence takes abandon all hope. We talk shit like Ricochet from the top rope. We are marks, sometimes we're friendly. Sometimes we show our whole ass like Mandy. We are me discussing what is the latest. Jericho is the GOAT, but Sid is our favorite. We are marks. We are marks.
What's going on, Marks? Welcome back to the podcast, the We Are Marks podcast. I am your host. My name is Ram, Robin, Bob. What's going on, gentlemen?
What's going on, America?
How's everybody doing out there?
Delayed reaction from Rob. Hopefully he is focused in because we do have a redraft. We are redrafting AEW and WWE today. We'll get to that later. We'll explain the rules. We're also going to... sorry, guys. We're going to break down our previous draft before we get to the draft. But first, of course, we're going to talk about some wrestling from this week. And I think no better place to start than with, of course, Darby Allin, who we did spend tons of time bitching about last week. Understand he is the AEW World Champion. There's nothing we can do about it. There's no changing the fact. Darby Allin is the AEW World Champion. Okay, so what do they do with Darby Allin as the World Heavyweight Champion? I got to say, this week's episode of Dynamite was a great start. If I'm being honest, that main event with Tommaso Ciampa was fantastic. There's no two ways about it. The match was great. Could it have been because of Ciampa? Could it have been between, the chemistry between the two? Can't say. But I thought that match absolutely delivered and was a great way to start this Darby Allin title run. And now next week, we got Darby Allin and Brody King for the AEW World title. We're seeing defenses. We don't get AEW World title defenses the way we're getting them right now with Darby Allin, which is, it's not what we wanted, but at the very least, they can give us some pretty goddamn good main events until he inevitably loses that title, probably the next time they have a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I completely agree. I thought the match was great. Obviously, with any Darby Allin match, there's got to be a hint of some danger with that, whatever that move's called that Sheamus does onto the floor. That looked pretty nasty. But no, it was a great match. And it's interesting with him going through these defenses, what it's going to lead to. There really wasn't anything clear other than Max bitching. That he would be the one to face him at Double or Nothing. But if I'm correct, Double or Nothing's about 3 weeks away. So be kind of interesting to see what they do because they haven't really done anything yet.
Yeah. So Bob said last week, build them up for as much as you can and make this worthy of a main run. And the last two matches he had, I know we talk a lot of crap because we go back to the Gabe Kidd car crash, but the last two matches between Andrade and Tommaso Ciampa have been pretty good matches. I wish they would do this more with him before he won the title. So he's facing Brody King tonight. Obviously, we're recording Wednesday, and he has a main event against Brody King. Going to be very interesting with that match, what they do. And spoiler, MJF just lost to Kevin Knight, so I don't know how the hell he's going to get into that title picture. If somebody can bring it up, that'd be cool.
It's AEW. They don't need a reason.
You're absolutely right. He could sit there and be like, either do it or I'm signing with WWE, and Tony Khan will be like, all right, you get your match. But the only other logical guy I have would be Swerve, just because he hasn't been there and he hasn't been taking losses. So I do have another prediction I'm going to hold off on for a little bit, but I think that he will lose at Double or Nothing to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, storyline wise, it could also be could also include Andrade. I haven't heard that, and maybe it's just me as a big fan of Andrade hoping that it includes him. But I mean, storyline wise, if Darby's idea is that he's gonna give all these guys that he respects and with Brody King worked with, I mean, technically Andrade was the one he had the great match with, which got him there and all that. So could
I just texted
include
this
him
to you
if you didn't
guys.
want to.
I just texted to this to you guys too. With AEW and how chaotic it is, there's not a lot of spoilers, which is kind of fun. Like Ram was bitching last week about how, Paige got spoiled because of online stuff. You don't see a lot of things online with AEW. It's always after the fact of, oh, this was planned and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I enjoy the chaos sometimes, I guess.
Well, I think there's pros and cons to having a bunch of people on the writing committee or whatnot. Is the pro of having one guy that basically writes the show is I don't think Tony Khan has enough time in his day to be leaking spoilers, unlike the 50th person on the other company's writing committee who probably between fetching coffee for Triple H can share some rumors with people.
Yeah, true.
That's a great point. However, I would like to say if the main event of Double or Nothing is MJF beating Darby Allin, then that spoils the theory that AEW doesn't give any spoilers out. So I guess we will have to wait and see. Take a wait and see approach on that.
To be fair on that one, I think that's a educated guess.
Yeah, I haven't seen a spoiler of that though. That's just what we think.
I did today. That's why I said
Did you
that.
today? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I said the statement that I said.
I mean,
On the topic of Brody King, though, this past week he had a match against Leo Rush. I gotta be honest, I want to see some more of this Leo Rush. Like, I know he lost to Brody King, obviously, but I would love to see this develop and see what the fuck is going on with this man, because it is something very different than like we have seen some spooky characters before, but this is different. This is like a very unique way to almost like, is it like a split personality, like or like he's being taken over by some entity? I'm not really sure, but I'm thoroughly entertained. The entrance was cool. I think the way I always like the way he works. I always thought he was fantastic in the ring, but what he's doing now in this deer gallop that he's doing, it's really fucking entertaining.
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting. Leo Rush is he changes, it seems like, a lot, and he's got some creative ideas. I agree with you that I always thought he was a good worker. So hopefully, I mean, AEW, the size thing, he is pretty small. Probably won't be as big of a deal when you look at who the world champion is.
I was going to say, he probably weighs more than Darby Allin.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. It's definitely something unique, and unique is good.
So one of my most favorite matches that I ever seen live was in CZW Cage of Death. It was Leo Rush versus Sami Callihan, and they tore the house down. I loved Leo Rush. I've always have loved Leo Rush. Unfortunately, he's 5'2", maybe weighs 120 pounds. This is kind of his gimmick from the indies, where he would be possessed by a demon when it became big matches, much like Finn Balor, But Leo Rush is a very good wrestler who can do character work when given an opportunity. Unfortunately for him, I don't see him being on TV for too much. It's just the way it is.
Was he the Cruiserweight champion?
At one point he was.
And he was Bobby Lashley's manager. That's how he spent the
that,
majority of his time in WWE, which was the dumbest fucking thing ever. But
yeah, that was when Lashley was like slapping his ass and stuff.
Yeah, he wanted Lashley to show the pose.
Yes.
There you go. No comment.
Yeah, this is better than that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. As far as AEW goes, I'm not sure there was too many more talking points. Which is, hey, listen, I got 2 talking points out of AEW this week. I think that's great. Shida and Mina Shirakawa. I mean, it's great to have Shida back. Looks like she's turning heel. That's great. Hopefully they utilize her, because the women's division, needs something. Tekla's great, but we got to do something here, because obviously they don't focus too much on the women's division, or Athena would be on TV. I digress yet again. Let's talk about some WWE. Oh, go ahead, Bob. You got something?
I have one thing, and it's like it's half a complaint, half just a take, I guess. But the whole Christian and Cope FTR thing, I didn't really love it. I don't love the whole they're going to break up as a team. I feel like that's one of those things is not going to happen. I feel like they had the match at Revolution. Christian and Cope should have won. People bought in that they were going to win, potentially bought the pay-per-view ticket, etc., to see them win. Now you're trying to push it off to this pay-per-view. I'm not quite as interested. The second time around, I get it'll be a good match, but I don't know. It's just I felt like it was a little bit extended, and now it's kind of the obvious outcome.
Well, this is how we get our TLC match, though.
Could have got there if they would have won the match at Revolution. They didn't have to lose clean to get to this match and then put their careers on the line, which I don't think anybody's buying that they're never going to wrestle again.
Well, they're not putting their careers on the line.
Their
That's
tag
not-
team,
But if they're not in a tag team, they might as well retire. So fair enough. Yeah, I would assume that Christian and Cope are going to win. I don't know if I agree with you that they should have won at the last pay-per-view. I don't agree that they should win at this pay-per-view either, but that's neither here nor there because it's going to happen.
Well, maybe they'll lose and they'll get replaced by the Machine Guns in the triple threat tag.
Oh, there you go. Oh.
That's
Well, I was actually thinking like if they were going to win, they should have just said our careers. Then they should put their career on the line. If they're going to win anyway, who gives a shit? Maybe they are going to lose. Copeland's going to be the new GM.
Somebody said they're 90 when the 90 days come up. Coincidentally, AEW is going to be in Detroit, so maybe we're going to get the Guns at All In.
the Guns versus the Guns.
Hey, when we were at that ROH show and the Guns came out, that was pretty exciting. I think everybody there was doing the Guns up.
Hell yeah. I like the Guns. That'd be sweet. Why not?
And call Anderson and Gallo, so you can just have three-way Guns match.
There you go. For WWE, some not so nice stuff first, of course. All the releases this week. I guess it was this past week. Yeah, this past week. A few surprises. A bunch of people that I'd never even heard of, and I've seen NXT at some point. But also, big names, Aleister Black, Zelina Vega. I feel like Zelina's been with WWE for quite a while. Even when Black was gone, Zelina was still there. Kairi Sane, which people were upset about, of course. All of the Wyatt Six also gone. So the spirit of Bray Wyatt is able to rest peacefully now, fortunately. We can move on from that. Love Bray Wyatt, absolutely. They were not doing it a service, and I don't even blame the six people involved, honest to God. I don't blame the six people involved. I think this is what they were given, and that's all. That's what they could do. It's what they were given, and unfortunately, it wasn't very good. So, it's tough to see them go. It's tough to see Aleister Black again, another guy he's been to AEW. He was hired by WWE and fired one day short of 1 year later, which is absolutely insane, especially for a guy like Black he's really good in the ring, honest to God. And maybe it is just that he's tough to work with. I know, we read the dirt sheets. Absolutely. It sounds like, he didn't bury any bridges with Tony Khan, but it certainly sounds like people in the AEW locker room wouldn't welcome him back per se. So, I think this is a guy that could do like Cardona was doing on the indies though, and be just somebody huge who bounces around the indies, sells out, high school gymnasiums and ballrooms, makes a killing on the indies, and just, he never will have to lay on his back and take a pin in the indies. He can choose his spots and do what he wants to do. I think that's a great role for Aleister Black. Right?
Yeah, I mean, the three, like you said, there's a lot of people that we never heard of. And, for them, if they're NXT or lower, I guess it'll be tested how interested they are in actually being a professional wrestler. Some people have gone out and been able to come back and been even more sought after and better, and it all works out. Some people decide they want to become Instagram influencers, and they were just in the WWE to do whatever. So I guess we'll see on that front. But I mean, obviously the three that were surprising to me, Kairi Sane in the middle of a storyline, seemed like, especially with that storyline continuing, Asuka and Io, that she's not going to be a part of it's bizarre. No matter what the excuse is, I know they said she wants to go back to Japan. I mean, I think to finish a storyline, you just offer her all that money that you talk about with the gates and everything to just finish the storyline. Aleister Black was, when McAfee and Orton were leaving SmackDown in the truck 2 weeks ago, he was in the background. It seemed like he was doing something with Randy Orton. He beat Randy Orton on his way to the main event of WrestleMania like a month ago. So that was a little bit bizarre. And then the Motor City Machine Guns, who, I mean, look, I've said it before, the WWE doesn't care about tag teams. Those guys were better off finding a home somewhere else. So it was weird. But as far as Aleister Black coming back to AEW, who knows? It is interesting though. Buddy Murphy actually has been hurt the entire time, so they could just play it up that Buddy Murphy had no idea he was gone, and now Aleister Black is back.
That'd be funny. So I mean, it's a business. If they had no use for these guys, the NXT guys, most of them we never even heard of. So either they didn't work out or they've been in NXT. Like Andre Chase has been in NXT forever. And if you have no use for him on the main roster, you have to make room for your other people. The one that struck really odd to me, and I would like to hear more about it, is Tyra May Steele, who won the season 1 of LFG, and a year later she got released from her contract. And I'm not sure what happened there, but if LFG is the starting point and you're supposed to have time to progress and stuff like that, now maybe she didn't want to do this anymore. I haven't heard anything about it, but that was the one that made me go, are we not patient anymore? So, but for the most part, I mean, Aleister Black, yeah, the Wyatt Six, I mean, we're all sick of them anyway. And what are they going to do other than spooky wookie stuff? But Tyra May Steele was the one that stuck out to me, that one just doesn't, there's something else going on with that. And Kairi Sane, I've heard she wanted to leave, but she also posted that she loved it there. And, she wanted to finish where she started. So I don't know.
Yeah. Tyra May Steele, that was a good one. I forgot about her. It's, every time this type of stuff happens, people talk about, who's going to go to AEW. And that actually surprises me for the reason because she has potential. I'm surprised you would let her go versus some of the other people, even the top names that we talked about. How much are they really going to make too much of a difference? But I mean, who knows with her? I mean, she could, become a star that they're hand delivering.
And again, maybe she said, you want to know what? I gave it my shot. I don't want to do this. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but that release, that was the name that stuck out of me in NXT was, oh, wow.
Yeah, because she's an Olympic gold medalist, isn't she?
And she won season 1 of LFG, so.
And she didn't even break her neck doing it.
No. No, she did not.
Yeah, so all that's very interesting. Obviously, you have we had all these call-ups from NXT to the main roster. I don't know if you guys saw, but on NXT, they also had 4 new people debut or something like that, which is a crazy amount of people have debut in 1 week. Personally, I find that insane, but, and it very well could be, TKO said this is the budget you have for contracts. I don't know how it works. I'm not a business savvy individual, but it's very well they said this is the budget you have for contracts, and they had to cut some to add some. I have no idea, but these guys are gone. So
and that could be it too. Their contracts could have been too big for what they were doing. And
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. So let's go to Roman and Fatu is, for all intents and purposes, official for Backlash this past week on Monday Night Raw. Are we calling this a heel turn for Jacob Fatu? Is that what that was supposed to be? What do you guys think?
I'm not sure who the heel is.
Right.
So I can't really answer that. I thought Roman was acting like a heel at times. Now, granted, he did this with Punk, but it's a little bit of a different dynamic when you're working with CM Punk versus working with Jacob Fatu. But I've been taking it more as that Fatu was the hungry baby face. So, yeah, I'm really not sure.
And to start Raw this week, Roman did the heel promo. He's in the dark with his cousins doing the bloodline stuff, being like, I'm the head of the table. I don't understand why people aren't falling in line. And then by the end of it, you have Jacob Fatu basically saying, I need to take everything from you because I need to, and doing Tongan death grips, and Roman's laying there gasping for air. And you're right. I don't know if they're trying to blur the lines or they're trying to make Jacob Fatu be that Samoan werewolf that he says he is. But I don't know. Are we supposed to boo Roman?
Well, I don't. I mean, did you guys watch Raw? Because the crowd booed Jacob Fatu out of the building,
Right? Like that's
which was what I'm saying. Was that supposed to be a heel turn? Because to me, Fatu's still the babyface here. Like the fact that he attacked Roman. I mean, that's what he had to do. That's what he should have did. That's what he did. So I don't see it as a heel turn, but I did watch him get booed all the way up the ramp. So I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to feel. But Roman Reigns being the babyface definitely is not how I'm feeling,
especially
brother.
when he's about to start the bloodline again, and we know he's going to cheat to win and stuff like that. Like, we've done this before. I don't understand. I know Roman Reigns is loved. And I know people have this weird thing about Roman Reigns that I don't comprehend too much. But to sit there and be like, I'm the head of the table, we're getting the bloodline back together, I'm doing the evil promos in the beginning and still being cheered, I don't know. It hurts.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the fans, I think most of them have taken a team mentality behind Roman Reigns that they don't really care what he does. But I do think, and you can't have the fans play their part. They're going to do what they're going to do. But I do think, as far as the story, it should be a little bit more clear what side of the aisle Roman's on versus this kind of gray. Because I don't think it helps the person he's facing. I think it was fine, like I said, with Punk. But when you're facing an up-and-coming guy, I should know if I'm cheering for Jacob Fatu or if I'm not.
Personally, guys, I think it is now very clear that WWE intends for us to boo Jacob Fatu. I don't think he brought out the what's it called, the Tongan death grip,
the Tongan death
or whatever. Grip. The Tongan death grip. I don't think, because we've never seen him use that before. I don't think he brings that out unless, I think that was the moment that made me go, oh, this is supposed to be a heel turn for Jacob Fatu. And then the crowd's booing him, but I'm still kind of feeling like Roman Reigns is never going to be the babyface in this situation, because he has, there was 4 years of him on the top, saying the things he was saying and being the way he was being, and the way he was addressing Jacob last week and this week, as if he was like the little boy at the bottom of the totem pole who should be praising his Lord. You're not going to tell me Roman Reigns is the babyface. I thought the fact that Jacob Fatu attacked him in a savage way was exactly what Jacob Fatu should have did. So Jacob Fatu is still the babyface to me.
Well, it's also, you can't just, remove what happened yesterday from your brain today. I mean, we just 2 weeks ago, Jacob Fatu was in this feud against Drew McIntyre where he was clearly the babyface. And now 2 weeks later, we're going to pretend that he's a heel because of one little thing. I think that's part of the storytelling. You might be right. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, from a storyline perspective, I feel like we needed a little more something if that's the reaction you want.
And even before that, Roman Reigns was doing a heel promo about how that title was nothing until he got his hands on it. Like he basically shit all over the roster again. Like he did a heel promo until Jacob Fatu came out. So I don't.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. I'm hoping that they do something next week because, I mean, they have one more episode of Raw and then we have Backlash. So, I'm hoping, number one, I'm hoping they do something next week that actually, like, tells us, like, for sure, we want you to be against Jacob Fatu at Backlash this weekend. But I also am relatively confident that this feud is going to be stretched out. This is not going to be a one-off Backlash match. I have a feeling this is going to be stretched out.
So I'm curious, what would that take to make Jacob Fatu the heel? Exactly.
Well, he would just have to do some underhanded tactics. Maybe put Roman's ankle in the chair. That old Savage move. And I'm still not saying that I would still not be cheering for Jacob Fatu, but that would at least tell me, if I was reading a book, that this would be the point in time where it tells me, oh, this guy who I thought was the good guy is actually the bad guy. That's something like that with the chair. Like that's
checks out.
That's the only thing I could think of that would tell me in the story, this is what we want to happen. I don't know. I got one more note from WWE that I think is worth bringing up before we hit the draft. Obafemi, guys. Obafemi. This was the big concern. We did read the reports that the plan was to continue the feud with Brock Lesnar, and he retired without them knowing it was going to happen, so they don't know what to do now with Obafemi. And I tell you what, the Obafemi Open Challenge is not at all how I thought they would follow up after defeating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. But the Obafemi Open Challenge is what we got. So as of right now, it looks like we are just going back to Obafemi squashing people.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, it's the Goldberg recipe, which, did once work. It's tough. I think it is tough with an Obafemi. What do you do? Do you put the title on him? Or, I mean, you could, but it's hard to have feuds where he's just kicking everyone's ass unless he's going to destroy the whole roster. So you're going to do this for a period of time until eventually you have the person to stand up to him that he can do a back and forth feud. But I also don't think he should be losing in bullshit fashion, which is typically what happens in these feuds multiple times until he gets the world title. So I don't have a problem with it.
I am so glad you just brought up Bill Goldberg, because do you know who Bill Goldberg's first opponent was in WCW?
Bill DeMott, wasn't it?
It was Hugh Morris. Do you know who Obafemi's first opponent was at WrestleMania? Brock freaking Lesnar. You do not have to build him anymore. So here's what's going to happen with this Open Challenge. It's going to be like the original Mortal Kombat movie, where Goro just beats the crap out of everybody week after week. And it's going to be Tozawa. It's going to be, probably Otis after he gets mad that Tozawa got hurt. It's going to be, Santos Escobar got released. But eventually Matt Cardona is going to be that dude who tries to stand up to Goro and does a little bit of punches and then gets decimated before Shane Sung takes his soul. We are just killing time. And I don't know if I like it. Like, I want Obafemi to have matches with Grayson Waller and stuff like that because they're fun. But in all reality, there's no story. There's no nothing. We're just killing time until we can think of something better. And that's my biggest problem with him. Like, I'd rather have him have a meaty match against Omos than face Akira Tozawa week after week.
I think kind of an issue, maybe the issue with the feud idea that I wish Oba was just in a feud. I wish he was doing more, because Oba is a great talker. He put every program Oba is involved in makes it feel massive. I think a big problem that they might have is that there's not a lot of heels at that level who aren't already involved in shit. I think that's an issue. Like I'm thinking, like, yeah, I want to see Oba and Gunther, but that's not a fucking backlash
But-
match. That might be WrestleMania main event 40 at WrestleMania 44. Like that's where that should be.
And again,
Well, that's
Oba
my
said
whole
it
point. And
best.
that's a problem.
Who is that?
That is a problem with Oba. Is who do you feud him with? That you can have him squashed, that means something. You're not going to put him in there with Seth Rollins and have him beat the shit out of him. You're not going to put him in there with Gunther and have him beat the shit out of him. Those guys would need to also have something in return, and it's a tough dynamic.
And like I said, I mean, his first one's probably going to be Tozawa. I mean, one of the Rios or Gallows or one of them's going to probably come out. I expect Royce Keys to answer the challenge at one point because that'd be fun to watch. But eventually, and it might start at Backlash that we get an actual feud going when somebody gives him a low blow and gets disqualified, and that's how we start a feud. I don't know.
Yeah,
We're just
well, I
killing
will say
time.
he's on the Night of Champions poster, which I saw circulating. So I assume he's going to get involved in something. But did you just suggest that
That's where the
perhaps
King of the
he
Ring
face-
is.
Did you consider that? I mean, did you just mention that perhaps Obafemi could face Luke Gallows?
Yeah, I don't. I actually, it's Rayo and who's
It's
the other?
Rayo and
who's the other
Bravo.
one?
Bravo.
That's it. I did say Gallows.
You did say Gallows. Which made
Gallows
me go, wait.
Americano.
I have them on my draft board. The club.
Oh, nice.
No. I mean, in terms of WWE, here we are. You know, EO faced Becky Lynch for their Intercontinental title. You know, pretty much lost clean. So that I found that a little interesting. Those again, two people who should be in the world title picture are fighting over the Intercontinental title. It's a little
She
frustrating.
didn't lose clean. Asuka came and beat her up. Asuka
Oh,
distracted her.
I must have missed that. That's on
I was
me.
gonna say
That's
that
on
was
me.
the finish that pisses me off when you get
Yeah.
invested in a match that's good.
I
and
was
then it's fucked at the end.
I was a distracted Raw watcher this week. So I must have missed that Asuka got involved. I only remember seeing Becky pin her and handle slam. All right, so I mean that's about it. You know, it's the NFL draft this week, so we did promise that we would redraft promotions, but we did this. Was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago? Was it 24 or 23?
Hold up. It was 2024, so it was 2 years ago. It actually was this week, 2 years ago. It was right after
Wow.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, I knew it was the week of the NFL draft because that's why we did it last time. So,
Right.
you know, very interesting. Rob does have those draft results from last week, and I just want to kind of take a look at it, and you know, 2 years later, in hindsight, kind of reflect a little bit on our previous draft, and see if you know not only are there guys that I'm like, yeah, that was a great draft pick, got him in a good position, or if there's guys who are like, I definitely would not have drafted Braun Breaker #1 overall or whatever it was, so we can get that one out of the way. However, Braun Breaker is somebody I would draft. He just wouldn't be my top draft pick in hindsight 2 years later. But Rob, you do have those teams for us, so let's start it out with Bob's team. Let's listen to Bob's team. We'll have Bob give his take on it, and then we'll give our take.
All right. So Bob is #1, CM Punk. We did 12 rounds. #2, Rhea Ripley. 3, Dragunov. 4, Chelsea Green. 5, Drew McIntyre. 6, Pretty Deadly. 7, Tiffany Stratton. 8, LA Knight. 9, No Quarters Catch Crew. 10, Solo and Tonga of the Bloodline. 11 is Kevin Owens, and 12 is Brock Lesnar.
That's a very interesting draft, Bob. Why don't you reflect on it?
Yeah, well, I mean, you start at the top. I think Punk #1. You know, that's a solid pick. No problems there. Was happy with the Dragunov pick. That kind of worked out. He's a little lower on the card than he was 3 months ago, but U.S. champion. Chelsea Green, heavy on the comedy, but she has won the U.S. title twice, so not bad. Tiffany Stratton, not bad, was the women's champion.
Current U.S.
Who else was current U.S. champion?
Yeah.
L.A. Knight, solid late round pick. Caught Drew a couple months ago. He was the champion, so there were some good picks there. But, trying to avoid the obvious, no quarters catch crew. We're 2 years later, haven't sniffed the main roster. I was a little off, but I was, pretty deadly. One of those members is Kit Wilson. I was not wrong. I was way early, but I got there.
Well, you got to give the team some time to develop, which is, my first observation about this team is you definitely would need to invest in some young talent ASAP, because you got a few 40-year-olds on there, 40-plus-year-olds on there. So it'd definitely be about time to invest in your future for sure. Although, what the hell is William Regal's kid's name?
Dempsey.
Charlie Dempsey.
Yeah, Charlie Dempsey. Charlie Dempsey, I mean, you could definitely build him up a little bit. I'm honestly a big fan of Charlie Dempsey. Yeah. While the no quarter catch crew kind of fell apart, they're not even a group anymore, right? There's like a new name.
There was some solid taxi squad guys there. No quarters catch crew still on it, but there's some good ones
for sure. And you just got out of the Brock Lesnar contract, so that definitely opens up some space.
That's true.
What do you think about Bob's team, Rob?
I mean, it's not bad. He has two world champions in Rhea and CM Punk. He has actually 3 with Drew McIntyre, Tiffany Stratton 4. Before I make an ass of myself, so yeah, he has 4. In hindsight, Kevin Owens not so great, but that's not his fault really. Pretty deadly.
To be clear, I had nothing to do with Kevin Owens.
Injuries happen.
Right. So there's the only one that really stands out that's a bad pick is the no quarters catch crew. I do like I like Solo in the bloodline. I think Solo's character is pretty funny.
Yeah, they were the champs a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah. I think they still might be.
I have no idea. Who knows?
No idea. Anyway.
No, it's Priest and Truth.
Wait,
that's it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Who? So it's a solid team. Solid team in 2026.
Yeah, Priest and Truth.
Yeah, Priest and Truth. Thank you, Rob.
Okay, Bob. I mean, you can be proud of that. So let's see how you draft a little bit later today. Rob, hit me with my squad.
All right. You ain't going to like the first pick. Number 1, Braun Breaker. Number 2, Gunther. Number 3, Sami Zayn. Number 4, Logan Paul. Dirty Dom at number 5. Santos Escobar at 6. New Catch Republic at 7. The Creed Brothers at 8. Io Sky at 9. Roxanne Perez at 10. Akira Tozawa at 11. Jade Cargill with your last pick.
Okay, I would just like to say that I was building a promotion and I needed a jobber, and Akira Tozawa is the best jobber on the roster.
Best jobber around.
Like to point that out.
Best jobber around.
I would like to point that out. I think Jade Cargill as the 12th round pick is absolutely dynamite. Braun Breaker, I would draft probably more in like the 6th round, not necessarily the 1st round. Gunther, dynamite. I mean, while Sammy's not my favorite character on the show right now, we know what Sammy's capable of, and that man can play any role I need him to play. I think that's a great draft pick. I forget what the tag team was called, but it was Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. That's a great a great combo right there. I'm not saying it was a great tag team pick, but 2 fantastic workers. I think this is a really solid team. I think there was somebody that you said on there that who was after them?
Creed Brothers.
Maybe. Oh, Creed Brothers. That's a tough look because they're barely on TV and kind of a joke. But Chad Gable's going to get unmasked pretty soon, and hopefully we can get them back together.
End of May, Mask versus Mask. Yeah, I mean, really the only 2 that are bad are Santos Escobar and the New Catch Republic. Yeah, Braun Breaker is not a 1st round pick right now, but he's a solid 4th.
Is the New Catch Republic? Is that the Americanos.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah,
Hey,
so that kind of worked out. That
Prominent figures on WWE TV.
Well, we don't know if it's actually the new Catch Republic, though.
That's true. Can't give you full credit on that, Ram.
Does El
Fair
Grande,
enough,
if he
fair
gets
enough. I
unmasked,
guess we'll
do they have
wait
to
and
unmask
see.
as well?
Yeah, and Gable hasn't been around for years,
I
so
don't know. Yeah, haven't seen them. But you know what? Solid team. Who is my other woman other than Jade? Io, right?
Roxanne
Io, yes,
and Roxanne.
Io and Roxanne.
Roxanne. Oh, great picks. Io, Ryan, and Jade. What a women's division I was building. I love it.
Yep. So you have 2 world champions, a bunch of mid-card champions, and Dirty Dom, who
Perfect.
is a future champion.
Boom. Dom could have been the number 1 pick. Flip, Breaker, and Dom, and I love this draft.
It's not bad. Not bad at all.
All right, Rob. Let's hear your team.
All right. Number 1, Cody Rhodes. Number 2, Roman Reigns. 3, Carmelo Hayes. 4, Asuka. 5, Bailey. 6, DIY. 7, Chad Gable. 8, Shinsuke. 9, Street Profits. 10, AJ Styles. 11, Bo Dallas. 12, Seth Rollins. I should also point out that this year, that the last draft we did was only WWE. So before anybody flips out about it.
Good point.
Yeah. So that is my team right there.
I think Rob's.
What?
I think you're mostly top heavy, but that might be the best squad. While Bo Dallas is no longer with the company, I think he can definitely be the jobber. That Akira Tozawa.
He was the
you know,
jobber
a
back
close
then.
second to Akira Tozawa.
Yeah.
A close second to Akira
1,
Tozawa.
2, 3. I got 3 world champions. Only 1 guy that got retired. 1 released. And DIY is still a thing, but just not on the same team. So it's not a bad team.
Yeah, they live. I would say, honest to God, completely unbiased, I think Rob's team is probably the most talented.
Damn right.
But it's not going to happen today. It is not going to happen today. We are going to redraft this week. Here's the situation. WWE and AEW, they're merging into one company, but they're going to have 3 weekly shows, and we are each going to draft those 3 shows. It will be a snake draft. We are going. Did you pull up the wheel of names? No, you didn't. Okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys a number. No. I'm not.
Graham wants to go. He wants to go last, so he gets the 2 picks.
What is it? Wheel of Names?
No, I want to go second. Yeah, it's called Wheel of Names. You can put the names in there. It spins the wheel. I told you to do this before the show even started. I said I left my phone upstairs. Do the Wheel of Names.
I was watching NBA.
This is what happens. This is what happens when you rely on family. If you want something done, you got to do it yourself.
Hold on. Ram, Rob, and Bob. All right.
Here we go. Drum roll.
Are we ready?
Please. The first pick goes to.
Do I just press enter? What the hell?
You're embarrassing.
Oh, you clicked the wheel.
There you go.
First pick goes to Bob. Bob gets the first pick.
Of course. Second pick goes to
Bob again, because Rob didn't take my name off the board.
I took it off. Goes to Rob. Rob gets the second pick.
Oh, do I get the turn? How beautiful
and
is
the third
that?
pick goes to Ram.
How beautiful is that? Awesome. All right, Bob. Well, you do have the first pick, so feel free to get us started. Feel free to explain yourself.
All right. My number one pick and the number one person on my 61 person big board, the former AEW world champion, Maxwell Jacob Freeman.
I'm curious about something here, Rob. Was he number one on your big board?
I had him at number 2.
Interesting. I did have him as number one on my big board as well.
I actually went back and forth on this one a little bit.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
now
it's
I'm
a great
wondering if
number one
your
pick.
number 2 is my number 1. So, Rob, give us your first round pick. Oh.
Oh, bah.
Undeniable. I mean, I did have my list split into WWE and AEW. Oba was at the top. All right, well then I get 2 picks, which is a great place to be. I love being here. So we're gonna go with. We are gonna start this thing off with Will Ospreay, who is fantastic in the ring. I don't love the no selling, but when he's working for my promotion, he won't be doing that. We won't allow no selling. If you're taking a finisher, you're taking the damn finisher, Ospreay. Stay down for a minute, okay? So I'm taking Will Ospreay. He's going to be my first pick. And my second pick is going to be – this is weird because you guys know that I am not the biggest fan of AEW programming more often than not. However, my second pick is going to be Swerve Strickland. And I'm feeling really good about where we are here. I got Ospreay and Strickland. Rob, you're up on the clock.
So it's crazy because we are 5 picks in and 4 of them are going to be from AEW, and I am going to take Mr. AEW and Jon Moxley.
Yeah, it's a great pick. He was obviously at the tippy top of my list. If he was a year and a half younger, I would have taken him.
Yep.
So versatile.
He can
Ospreay
do
and
everything.
Swerve are going to carry me for years. All right, Bob,
Until
you're
that
up on the
broken
clock. You
vertebrae
got 2 picks. Oh, I by the way, I forgot to mention, we should say for the fans, we are drafting 12 rounds. We must draft 2 women. We must draft 2 tag teams. All right, Bob, you're up on the clock.
With my first pick, I'm going to take Takeshita. And with my second pick, I'm going to take that first tag team. I'm going to take the Young Bucks.
Oh, how did I know?
Not even on my list. I thought about
Top
drafting him
tag
just
team
so
on.
Bob couldn't. If Bob didn't just draft the Young Bucks, I was going to draft them with my second pick.
That's why I drafted them. I thought someone was going to try to spite me and draft the Young Bucks.
Gotcha. All right, Rob, you're up for one.
We're going to take the first woman off the board. She is timeless. She is Miss Toni Storm. God bless her. Hopefully she comes back soon.
Yeah, I don't know. There's conflicting rumors about the status of Toni Storm. It's very interesting. Not sure what's going on, but that's a great pick. She was obviously the number 1 woman on my list. And, I think I can probably wait for women at this point because I know you guys and you're both very sexist. And that will be the only woman Rob drafts till the end, and we'll see. Bob might not even draft one. He might try to find a loophole. So what I'm gonna do, I try to stay a little young, but some of these names are just too big in the now to pass up. I'm gonna draft Gunther first.
Damn it.
Which in retrospect, I probably should have drafted him over Swerve, but playing the game, I knew Swerve wouldn't come back to me, and I was actually stunned to see Gunther did. So I'm going to take Gunther here, and then I'm going to follow this up I need somebody to go up against Gunther. I'm going to take Kyle Fletcher.
Ah, boo.
Kyle Fletcher coming off the list. I feel so good about my team. We're going to look back on this in 2 more years when we do the next draft, and I'm going to be blown away about how well I drafted.
All right.
Rob,
There's only
you're up
one
for
top 5 guy I got left. I'm going to take my American Nightmare, Mr. Cody Rhodes.
You know, it's staring you in the face. And think
Hey,
about this logically. Cody Rhodes just went in the 5th round.
I mean, everyone else was crossed off, so.
Yeah, and you know what? There's a few other names on here that, they're big names, but they're guys that aren't on TV enough for me to want to draft them. I don't trust that they're going to honor.
Or they're older.
I just don't. I don't trust. I'm sure Bob's going to draft Roman Reigns right here. He just wouldn't make the team for me because I don't. I'm not willing to work with him on the contract, and I have kids and I have to go to work, and I expect you to also. All right, Bob, you're up. 2 picks.
My first pick, I'm going to take Adam Hangman Page. And I am going to take Trick Willie and the yellow and the lemon pepper steppers.
Trick Williams,
It is-
of course.
It is crazy because we all sit here, we shit on AEW a whole hell of a lot, but we really like their wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean, some of the best in the world, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Some of the best in-ring talent in the world, which is what I'm saying. Some of these guys, like Ospreay, what don't I like about Will Ospreay? I don't like that he no-sells finishers, and I don't like his promo style. But my promotion is going to make damn sure he is on point every time. So that's
Amen.
the way
Amen.
you got to look at it. Way you got to look at it.
Well, my Quakertown Wrestling Federation is going to go out on a stretch here and sign somebody that you guys probably won't even think of. By the way, he is my spoiler. TikTok, his time is up. Killer Cross. And I know it's not going to happen, but I really hope Killer Cross comes to AEW and just kills Darby Allin. That's what I want. Killer Cross is my pick.
That'd be fun.
Wasn't on my big board.
Yeah, that's interesting. Not somebody I even thought of, to be honest, which is I do have somebody on my list who I do plan on drafting who's not in AEW or WWE right now. So it was open to be taken, but not somebody I thought of, which, he probably should have been on my list somewhere. That gives me up with 2 picks. The tag teams are tough. I'm going to take FTR just because, you know what? I'm going to take FTR and I'm going to take the Usos because I don't think there's another tag team worth taking after those 2. So fuck you guys.
My last 2 picks are going to be the tag teams. Just, I'm not wasting picks.
Well, wasted picks. Wait until we put this up in the polls and people are like, oh, FTR and the Usos goes hard. All right, Rob, you're up. Another pick.
I'm going to go with a young mid-Carter here. I'm going to take Kevin Knight.
Yeah, good pick. Very top of my list. He was up there. He would have been probably who I picked next. So fair enough. Bob, you're up for 2.
I'm going to go with my first pick, the guy that's been hanging around. I know Ram probably wouldn't take him, but Rob might. Number 2 on my big board, CM Punk.
Yeah, too old. Sorry.
We're gonna have one big old contract.
Very interesting though. If I'm not mistaken, he was your first round pick last time, right? Was he a first round pick?
That's true.
He
That's
was.
true.
Yeah.
I wised up though. I read the room. I saw that
Well, hey,
Punk
you're-
would be available.
You're
a
getting
little
to
bit
be in
later.
the 6th round. Smart, because we're 2 different GMs. I'm refusing to draft anyone that old. That's just too old for me.
All right, and then for the second pick, Take off those pants, boys. It's Andrade time. Andrade, welcome to the team.
Oh man.
North and South, baby. All right, Rob.
Man, he's there. He'll make me get $20 tickets at least for front row, and they will acknowledge him. I will take Roman Reigns.
Just not gonna work for me, brother. It's not gonna work for me. All right, we need to get young. We need to have some fun. First and foremost, I'm going to draft Dominic Mysterio. Again, get the young man on my team. That's a great pick by me. And I'm gonna also draft. I'm gonna draft Javon Evans. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm going to draft Javon Evans. I just had a thought about somebody else, but then I realized he's too old.
Dom and Javon.
I only have space for 2 more men, and I need. All right, I got to change up my plans. I really thought Dominic Mysterio would be gone by now.
I thought about it. I was going to take him last round, but Roman's sitting there and acknowledge him.
Hey, you can have somebody who's on TV every week doing great things, or you can have a guy who's on TV when he wants to be. It's up to you.
Well, he said he's going to be on TV now, so I guess his family doesn't matter anymore. Oh, cut that. I am going to finish off my women here, and I am going to take Rhea Ripley.
The reality of the situation is I could wait on women because there's so many that I would take that it's just worth waiting for. So that's how I decided to play it. You decided to wait on your tag teams. Big mistake. The women's the one to wait on. Bob, you're up for 2.
I am going to take Ram. How many women have you taken?
0.
All right, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to take I'm going to take out of NXT Kendall Gray. First woman I'm going to take.
Ooh,
Very interesting choice.
wow. Okay.
And then I'm going to take Mercedes Moné.
Absolutely. And see, my top 2 women still on the list. You guys have taken your 2 women. My number 1 and number 2 woman still available. That's the beauty of this waiting thing. All right, Rob, you're up for 1.
I think I know your 2 women. I am taking, so no one else can have him as a solo guy. I am taking the Lucha Brothers as a tag team.
Okay, that's fair. That's allowed. Even though what the fuck happened to Rey Fenix anyway?
His tag team partner retired.
No, that was Dragon Lee.
Oh.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, so you took the Lucha Brothers, and that's a good pick. Also something I did not think about, so fair enough. Man, I really wanted to draft Sol Ruca. I couldn't believe that you guys didn't take either of the 2 best women in wrestling. That's very interesting, but I'm going to continue to wait. I have 2 picks here. I'm going to take somebody who's going to be in a triple threat mid-card because I got to leave some space open for my jobber, of course, at the end. I'm going to draft Leon Slater from TNA. He's going to go in there with Dom and Javon, and they're going to put on absolute bangers, absolute classics.
He was
then
on
I'm
my
gonna get-
list, by the way.
I'm gonna get my first woman off the board. Nope, I'm gonna take my jobber, I think. Or I could just not have a jobber. I can not have a jobber, and I can actually pick somebody I want. I'm gonna take Kit Wilson.
Wilson.
Gotta have a jobber.
Yeah, they went my tag team. Actually, didn't someone take Pretty Deadly already?
No, that was Bob's old.
Oh, okay.
Do you want him? Do you want him?
No, it's cool. It's cool.
You
I
want
got
Pretty
other-
Deadly? I can draft somebody else.
Nope. I got reserves. You already said Kit Wilson.
I can take
Should've-
Chris Jericho.
Should have traded up. I think I only got one more for a man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I am going to go down to AAA and take El Hijo de Vikingo.
Dreadful pick. Terrible pick. That was the worst pick of the draft.
Poppycock.
Woeful pick.
Poppycock.
He wasn't on my big board. I'm not gonna lie to you, Rob.
That lost you the draft.
Lost me the draft. Okay. We'll see. We'll see in 2 years.
Yes, we will, my friend. All right, Bob, you're up for 2. If I'm not mistaken, it's your last 2. Right?
No, there's 3 more.
Yeah, because I have
still
a tag
2
team.
more. Oh, I didn't pick either. I didn't pick either women. That's on me. That's on me. You're
Rob,
Well, he
I
has the
need-
last pick of the 9th of the 10th round. So
good. Yeah, I
it's
figured
10
it
and
out.
11.
We're good. I figured it out.
Rob, I have 3 picks, right? 2 guys
3
and a tag
3
team.
picks.
You have
Okay.
2 guys, 1 tag team left. Yeah.
All right. With my second tag team, I'm going to take Fraxium. Haven't really been doing much, but I think Fraxium and the Bucks would just be a top tier match. So taking those guys.
They're damn near killing Elton Prince.
That's true.
They're the only reason I was able to draft Kit Wilson.
It's true.
Yeah.
And then I am going to take the hopefully coming back soon, Jay White.
Dude, when I was sitting here trying to decide if I was going to draft a jobber or pick somebody else, Jay White was the somebody else, and I decided to go with the jobber. Great pick.
Thank
Great
you.
pick.
I got 2 tag teams. That's what I got left. And I'm going to take the Street Profits as my first tag team.
I run a swag like nobody can. Nah, dude, you bombed the end of this draft. Go ahead. Who's your last pick? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're good. You're doing just fine. All right, that leaves me with my last 2 picks. It's got to be my women. The number 1 woman and the number 2. Well, I'm sorry. Toni Storm was number 1. Number 2 and number 3 women, of course. I'm going to take Io Sky, the best in-ring professional wrestler in the world, other than when she jumps out of the ring. She should stop doing that. And then, of course, I'm going to take the best women's character active in wrestling today, because Toni Storm's not. Liv Morgan and Io Sky. They're going to carry me to the promised land. My team is legit.
I really thought you were going to take Thekla.
No,
I knew you were taking Liv,
I mean
but
she's great, but no way.
yeah, I thought you were taking Thekla.
Io's
So it
number
turns
1.
out I already have 2 tag teams. So, and there are names on here, man. Whew.
Who was your other tag team?
Lucha
the
Bros.
Lucha Brothers. Lucha Brothers. Yeah.
Man,
Okay.
there are some.
Who are your women?
Rhea and Toni Storm. Can I take Vikingo aware? Is it too late?
Nope, too late.
Can I have draft
Submit it to
more?
the
Sorry.
league office.
Sorry, I actually wanted to draft him, but you had already taken him, so I couldn't. So you have to keep him.
Yeah, I
League
do like
office sign the paperwork.
I like Vikingo. There's some names on here that one of them's not going to get picked. I'm going to go with the Prince Finn Balor. That's going to be my last pick.
Too old.
I'm surprised, Rob. I had the Hurt Syndicate as one of your tag teams.
Bobby Lashley doesn't job. If I got 2 tag teams and one doesn't job, how's that going to work?
It's true, but you love Bobby
One of them
Lashley.
wins.
Oh my God. All right, Bob, Mr. Irrelevant.
All right. I'm going to take somebody. I think we
Who
got a
did
lot
you
of.
just pick?
I took Finn Balor.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He's too old, I know.
I think we got some good grapplers on the show. Little
The
mix.
demon's even older. Ancient.
I'm tempted. I need this jobber. I'm looking at Seth Rollins on the big board. I'm not sure. But you know what? I'm going to go last pick, Ethan Page. I don't think he's a
he was on
future
my
world
list.
champion. I don't
Yep.
think he's a future world champion, but I think he's gonna be a good addition.
So we haven't
Listen.
really talked about him.
Listen, didn't make
His
my list. You
follow-up.
want to know why? Do you want to know why he didn't make my list?
Because you hate
He's
Canadians.
too old. But to your point, I know you're just about to bring it up. Goddamn, he is so good. He's great.
And like everyone's
he's
like,
great.
oh,
They should.
he's just a better version of Miz. I'm like, Miz didn't have a bad career though.
No.
Like, hate him all you want.
No,
That's a decent career
No.
right there.
he's also not. He's also not any kind of version of Miz. He's not. The Miz could not do what Ethan Page is doing. He couldn't do it.
I love Ethan Page.
Oh, he's great, dude. He is great. That is one guy AEW fumbled big time
Yeah,
because he's great.
absolutely.
So fine pick, but he's too old for my team.
So
So that's great. Hey, Rob, you got the list. Go ahead, run us through it.
Bob's team is MJF, Takeshita, the Young Bucks, Hangman, Trick Williams, CM Punk, Andrade, with or without the little yellow shorts. That's very important, Bob. Kendall Gray, Mercedes Monet. My dogs are fighting. Braxium, Jay White, and Ethan Page. Not a bad
I
thing.
give that a B minus.
Yeah. Rob's team is the Ruler, Obafemi, John Moxley, Tony Storm, Cody Rhodes, Killer Cross, Kevin Knight, Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley, the Lucha Bros, El Hijo de Vikingo. I'm probably butchering that name. Street Profits, and Finn Balor.
B minus.
Yeah.
And
And
the women's
Ram.
team.
Ram has Will Ospreay, Swerve, Gunther, Kyle Fletcher, FTR, the Usos, Dirty Dom, Javon Evans, Leon Slater, Kit Wilson, EO Sky. I can't even read my own handwriting. And Liv Morgan. Follow us on YouTube.
That
for our-
is an A+ team. That team slaps. That team absolutely
We'll
slaps.
see.
I am psyched to watch the first episode.
So, a couple names
Okay.
on
Let's-
my list that were not
Yeah, I was gonna
called.
say.
Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Kenny Omega. I had Danhausen personally for shits and giggles. On the women's side, I had Becky Lynch, Thekla, and Vaquer. And I didn't have
He
any
was
tag
up
teams
for,
that weren't called.
He was up for the jobber choice.
Danhausen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I decided to go with Kit Wilson. My other jobber choice was I wanted to get him drafted, but he is too old. I wanted to get the GOAT in there, Chris Jericho. I want him to be my jobber, but I decided go a little younger, get Kit Wilson in there.
We should in 2 years, we should have to have one manager. Because I think Chris Jericho
Yeah,
would be a
I
great.
thought about that. I also, Jay didn't get drafted. I thought Sol Ruka would get drafted. I got Queen Aminata, should have got drafted.
Well, the Usos got drafted. So
Did we draft
Jade.
Ilya Dragunov? We didn't draft
No.
Dragunov. Dragunov didn't get drafted. The Vision was one of the tag teams I wrote down, which would have gotten me Logan Paul and Austin Theory, but that wasn't the point. Zack Sabre Jr. was another guy considered,
Whoa,
but is too
good.
old. Although he's not as old as I thought.
I was about to Ram. What was your cutoff for age?
37.
37. Okay.
Yeah. which I'm gonna go look right now and find out Swerve Strickland's almost 40.
I think
Gunther's
he's
almost
40. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Swerve's is up there.
Seems young.
Gonna have a post draft trade.
Yeah, I'm gonna trade everyone over 37. That's what I do. Listen, when I start a franchise mode on Madden, the first thing I do is trade everyone on my team over 30. Every time. It's the first thing I do. I'm a bit of an ageist. What can I say? Drew McIntyre didn't get drafted.
True.
Yeah, he was up. He was pretty high on my board, but
I think we said pretty
I
much
don't
everybody
even
else
have him
that
on my
had
list.
Tekla, Athena, Willow, Julia. Didn't even write down Julia. Forgot she existed. Thank you, WWE. That's it. That's it. Hey, you know what? This is maybe it becomes a yearly tradition during the NFL draft. Maybe it just stays a 2-year tradition, but I really enjoyed this. I might take these teams and put them through WWE 2K25. I do not have 26. Don't remind my son. He won't let me forget it. But WWE 2K25, I might put these teams together and let my son decide who's the best. That's the only real way to determine.
Well, Rob will win because he took Cody Rhodes.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and Oba. I have like the 2 trump cards.
Yeah, but Oba on 2K25.
Okay, here. I know
Hold
how
on.
to counter that. So one of us needs to draft Shawn Michaels as the show's GM.
There you go. Oba on 2K25 is only an 80 overall.
Oh, that's right. You have last year's version.
Yeah, I'm cheapo. I'll buy 20.
So
I'll
I
buy
gotta get you
26 when 27
2K26.
comes out. I'll buy 26 when 27 comes out. Okay. But that's it. A lot of fun, guys. I of course love doing things like this, and we used to do. Our show used to be a lot of this. Like, this is what we did. We kind of did like little things like this, and it turned into a conversation type thing, which I absolutely love to do. But it is nice to like trickle back a little bit and do some fun little shit like this. So this was the 2026 We Are Marks draft. Who is the best? You guys can tell us. All of our great I almost said delicious, not what I meant. All of our great fans here on the We Are Marks podcast. We'll be back next week. We'll have backlash predictions. We'll talk some more about this Darby Allin title reign. And until then, enjoy your wrestling.
We are Marks. Bob brought around.